hello everybody, and welcome into the stream. This is a brand new segment I'm testing out called Wiki-Wednesday, where it's a night where we just look stuff up on Wikipedia and learn some things. I usually find myself going down Wikipedia wormholes anyway. I am a sucker for wormholes on Wikipedia and IMDb all the time. I'll be watching something and I'll just go down a rabbit hole of... Oops, I just dropped something. Ooh, good. A Trojan ad. Welcome to my stream. Hello there. Hi, Beaver. Hi, Rage. How are you? What's going on? How's life? Might resize that just a little bit. Stream is knowledge for the stream is knowledge for my pleasure. Welcome in. See, I might move some stuff around. I might move this logo so we can see. Where is it? No, not that one. I want to move maybe this over. Maybe let's put it over here by me. That might work. But hello. What's good? How are things? Hello, hello, hello. So this is a brand new segment I'm trying out, just called Wiki-Wednesday, like I said, and we are just looking stuff up on Wikipedia. You can throw out a subject if you want. I threw up flounder because we were talking about flounder and dabfish and stuff the other night on Sunday Funday Monday. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I could look at flounder and see what's going on with these things. I've never seen what they're about. But if anybody wants to join the Discord call and discuss anything that I'm looking up, you are more than welcome to do so. Just let me know in the chat and I will drop you in, and you can stay for as long as you want and talk about what you want to talk about, and then dip in and out however you'd like. I have it set up so in the upper corner you can see that's me in the Discord, and then when you drop in, your name will pop up as well, so people can keep track of who is on the call and who is talking as well. So yeah, this is just going to be like a chill informational stream. If this is your first time here, or if you're watching this as a VOD or on YouTube later, please feel free to hit that follow button on Twitch so you know when I'm going live, or hit that subscribe and the like and the comment and the yada, all the things that you do on YouTube to follow along. I will be uploading all of these to YouTube in a playlist after each stream. So yeah, that's going to be the gist of it. You can find all the socials in my links below or the description of the video. Everything will be down there. And that's all the business stuff. So what's going on, people? Who wants to learn about flounder fish? I'm also open to any other subjects. People are like, you know what? I've been meaning to look this up, and I haven't. Like, let's take this opportunity to look it up now and talk about it, or just learn something and see where this goes over time. But today I'm starting with flounder fish. See, it says flounders are a group of flatfish. They are demersal fish found at the bottom of oceans around the world. Some species will also enter estuaries. Do I personally have a Wikipedia page? No, I don't. I am not personally on Wikipedia. Sack of potatoes, how are ya? Good to see you. Welcome back. How are things? No, I don't have a Wikipedia page. There's part of me that hopes there's never anything that permanent about me on the internet, where people can go in and change, can edit it however they want. The name, let's see, taxonomy. The name flounder is used for several only distantly related species. Though all are in the suborder. There's going to be a lot of words in here I don't know how to say. Let's try this. Plurineodactylidae. These families include the Acaricetidae, the Bathidae, the Pleonectidae, the Paralexthidae, the Samaridae. Yeah, I don't know how to say any of that stuff. As I live and breathe, sack of potatoes. Oh, a tipsy wiki page. It's a wonderful idea. Oh no. Oh no. Do I get like, if someone makes a wiki page about me, do they send me the updates for confirmation? Because it's not that I don't trust this community, it's that I just don't trust any of you at all. You could copy the word into Google and have it say it for you. Oh, I could do like a I could do like a pronounce. Are you trying to say that my pronunciations are not scientifically accurate? I don't think that's how it works. They're not going to send me confirmation. Oh, they're not going to send me like a this you scenario. See, in the Western Atlantic, there's Gulf flounder, Southern flounder, summer flounder, and winter flounder. Oh, they have seasons. European waters. European flounder, which flounder? North Pacific, you got halibut and olive flounder. Or a tipsy 2 wiki fandom. Uh-oh. New wiki, who did?
New wiki, who dis? Oh yeah. You tipsy Roo. Oh, I came here to learn about you, baby. Oh yeah.
Oh, I also recorded my first Let's Play today. I did like a first episode. I'm going to try and upload it in chunks. I'm going to try to keep them like an hour long each and then just create playlists. But I'm playing Adventure Pals. If you guys are into Let's Plays, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be dropping the first one. I'm going to try to set it up so they drop every Saturday. And feel free to give me as much feedback as you want on these in terms of like what you would like to see more of. I kept it pretty chill. It's just the game really big. It has my little logo in the corner. I'm off camera. I'm just talking while I'm playing the game, talking about what's happening, what it reminds me of. I did like some slight voice acting for the characters because they didn't have any vocal stuff in there. So I was just like messing around and stuff, but I plan on playing through the whole game, and I will, make adjustments here and there. I'm trying not to make it too work heavy in terms of like production value. I want it to be more of like a casual stream of consciousness thing. But if there's anything that I can do to amp it up a little bit, let me know when it drops. I imagine Gordon would love the idea of a fan page about himself. What are you talking about? I have no idea what's that supposed to mean? What do you mean by that? I don't think so. So larval flounder are born with one eye on each side of their head, but as they grow from the larval to juvenile stage through metamorphosis, one eye migrates to the other side of the body. As a result, both eyes are on the side which faces up. The side to which the eyes migrate is dependent on the species type. As an adult, a flounder changes its habits and camouflages itself by lying on the bottom of the ocean floor as protection against predators. And then here's a picture. This is an adult flounder with both eyes migrated to its right upward-facing side. Check that thing out. What a way to live. What a weird evolution, like, over time. Like, how? How does that, how do you will that to happen? Was it the first fish just started, like, swimming down by the bottom of the ocean, and he's like, this will make sense in thousands and thousands of years as to why I'm doing this. But I need you all to do the same so that, like, this becomes a thing. But like the both eyes on one side, that's ridiculous. As a chef, looks good to fillet and have with chips. Aw, this poor little flounder. Look at him. He's trying to avoid that situation. He's like the color of the sand. That just blows my mind. So weird. I need to finish watching Blue Planet on I think I have it on, I don't think I have it on Blu-ray. I think it's on DVD. It was by the same people who made Animal. It was the project before Planet Earth. It was that same team. They did Blue Planet. It was just all about things under the sea, in the ocean. I need to watch some more of that stuff. Flounders ambush their prey, feeding at soft, muddy areas of the sea bottom near bridge piles, docks, and coral reefs. There's a bunch of bottom feeders. A flounder's diet consists mainly of fish spawn, crustaceans, like, oh, there's a picture of that guy. Crustaceans like little tiny shrimp, barnacles, things like that. Krill, prawns. And Photocadia, also known as the bristleworms or polychaetes, are a paraphyletic class of annelid worms, generally marine. Each body segment has a pair of fleshy protrusions called parapodia that bear many bristles called chaetae, which are made up of chitin. I think I've seen those are like aren't bristleworms, aren't those sea monkeys? Isn't that the same thing as a sea monkey? We end up getting those, but this is really what you're hatching. And small fish. Flounder typically grow to a length of 22 to 60 meters and as large as 95 centimeters. Their width is about half their length. Male, I don't know how to say that, have been found up to 80 miles off the coast of northern Sardinia, sometimes with heavy incrustations of various species of barnacle. Fluke, a type of flounder, are being farm raised in open water by Mariculture Technologies in Greenport, New York. See their threats. World stocks of large predatory fish and large ground fish, including sole and flounder, were estimated in 2003 to be only about 10% of pre-industrial levels, largely due to overfishing. Most overfishing is due to the extensive activities of the fishing industry. Current estimates suggest that approximately 30 million flounder, excluding sole, are alive in the world today. In the Gulf of Mexico, along the coast of Texas, research indicates the flounder population could be as low as 15 million due to heavy overfishing and industrial pollution. According to Seafood Watch, Atlantic flounders and soles are currently on the list of seafood that sustainably minded consumers should avoid. So hey there, Chef Rage. Looks like you should not be thinking about cooking up this fish with a side of chips if you are a sustainably minded consumer. Now I want to look up sea monkeys. So sea monkeys are a novelty aquarium pet, a type of brine shrimp that undergoes cryptobiosis. Developed in the United States in 1957 by Harold von Braunhut. The shrimp are intended to be added to water and almost always come bundled in a 3-pouch kit with other required pouches and instructions. Sometimes a small tank and or supplementary pouches may also be included with the product. The product was heavily marketed in the 1960s and 70s, especially in comic books, and remains a presence in pop culture. Dreadhill. Hi, Dreadhill. How are you? This sip's for you. We mainly use plaice here. Similar fish. Both flatfish. Is it also one that like swims across the bottom of the ocean? What is it called? Plaice? I'm gonna look that up real quick. Plaice. Hi, Mimi. How are you? See, plaice is the common name for a group of flatfish that comprises 4 species: the European, American, Alaskan, and scale-eye plaice. That's slowly becoming a thing. Hey, Tipsy. Oh, your entrance of hydrate? I think it is a thing. At least I get it. For you guys popping in, this is just a news segment where I'm just looking up things on Wikipedia and learning. So I figured I would just do it live because this is something that I do on my own. And if anybody wants to join the Discord, the call is open if you want to pop in and talk about anything. You have a subject you want to look up and discuss and all that kind of stuff. Like it is an open stream, so people can come live on the air and talk about any of the subjects that we're looking up. I'll talk about anything that you can find on Wikipedia, so no current politics. Let's see, commercially the most important place is the European, the principal commercial flatfish in Europe. It is widely fished recreationally, has potential as an aquaculture species, and is kept as an aquarium fish. Also commercially important is the American place. The term place, plural place, I think, I'm assuming I'm saying that right. They don't have like a, I don't think a click here, like how to say it thing. Comes from the 14th century Anglo phrase, place? I just be saying these differently. This in turn comes from the late Latin platessa, meaning flatfish, which originated from the ancient Greek platus, meaning broad. Okay. So that's what, yeah, it does look really, really similar to the flounder we were looking up. Look at that. This looks like, wait, is this two eyes? I don't know, look, I can definitely see one eye. What about this one? This one definitely more so. Get those double eyes looking up. Though it said the same, singular place, plural place, but then it was like it came from the 14th century Anglo-French place. Like, am I supposed to be saying that one different? Like, but we were talking fish. I just started with fish because we were talking about them on Sunday Funday Monday the other night. We were talking about dabfish and flounder and like the fish that have two eyes on one side of their head. And so I just decided, yeah, you know what? That's what I'm going to start with, and then just see what kind of rabbit hole we go down. But if anybody has any subjects about what they want to talk about, like, let me know. I'm surprised you're not looking at architecture. Sablefish. Don't you like mythology? I do. I do. I look up architecture all the time. The other day I was looking up shotgun houses because that's what... I was looking at something about Elvis Presley, and they said he grew up in a shotgun house. And a shotgun house is just a really long, narrow house where the rooms are just next to each other as you go down, like, a hallway, like, down the side and things like that. Like, they're not next to each other. It's just one long house. And they were popular in, like, the late 1800s and early 1900s as a house design was a shotgun house. You want me to look up sablefish? Is there another word for them? Or did I spell it right? The old-fashioned trailer homes! Yes! And I had a friend who I didn't realize that their apartment was like a shotgun apartment. So I remember going to their house and being fascinated that it was just a really long apartment. And it was like sitting room, kitchen, there was like a bathroom and a closet, and then bedroom. But you just cut like right down the middle of all of them. I thought that was really interesting. It's one word. Sablefish. The sablefish, Anaplopalma fimbria, is one of two members of the fish family Anoplopomatidae. And the only species in the genus Anaplopoma. That's kind of fun to say. In English, common names for it include sable, butterfish, black cod, blue cod, bluefish, candlefish, coal cod, snowfish, coalfish, bichot, and skill. Although many of these names also refer to other unrelated species. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration accepts only sablefish as the acceptable market name in the United States. Black cod is considered a vernacular regional name and should not be used as a statement of identity for the species. The sablefish is found in muddy seabeds in the North Pacific at depths of 300 to 2,700 meters, or 980 to 8,860 feet, and is commercially important to Japan. It's kind of a grainy picture. How about these are tiny. Do we get like a big picture? There we go. There's a sablefish. It looks like this one's about to be sniped. we're going for the heart, and we're going for the brain. These little reticles right here. Made me think that this one might have a bounty on its head. I got a cool fish, an axolotl. Does that sound familiar? Did you guys ever play the game Odell Lake? Dude, I think it was called Odell Lake. We played it in the early 90s when I was in science class and we had computer lab day. And it would teach you the different sizes of fish and which fish would eat other fish, and you had to bait the fish with the right thing to catch the fish. I think it was called Odell Lake. It might be Odell Lake. So what were you saying about this one, Mimi? It is really yummy. Did you get it around here? You're technically fish? I mean, it's fish-like. That sounds like fishing. It was like fishing, but you were supposed to fish with other fish. It was kind of morbid. You'd be like, well, this fish will eat this fish, so you need to bait your hook with this fish so you can catch that fish. And you'd be like, And then there's another one where you had to survive and figure out. You had to figure out if you had to swim high, swim in the middle, or swim low in order to eat and avoid being eaten. If you swim high, this fish will eat you, so you need to swim lower for this one. But if you stay here, the next fish is going to eat you, so then you have to swim lower, and then you have to swim back up high again, and then all the way down low again, while also trying to figure out what you need to eat to be low enough to eat, but not high enough to get eaten, and all this kind of stuff. Gotta get that. Man, I haven't thought about that game in a long time. Gotta get the big one. So you said an axolotl? Axolotl. Oh. He got legs. He got legs. Hey, boy, what you say, boy? What you got going on there? I like his little haircut thing he's got going on. I don't know. He reminds me of Randall from Monsters, Inc., the bad guy on there. That's an ugly one? Excuse you, sir. Excuse you. They're so adorable after feeding. What do you feed these bad boys? Look at this cool one. Let me get an albino one. Are these the little babies you're looking for, Gordo? Are these them? These look like Pokemon. You straight up look like Pokemon. Holy moly, that's terrifying. Do they not look like Pokemon? I choose you, Axolotl. See, that's a cool colored one. If I had one, that's the colors I'd want. He looks badass. One was modeled after him? Oh, Toothless. Yeah, that's another good example of what they inspiration for Toothless. Have you guys owned one? Dreadhill, do you own one? Because you said they're so adorable after feeding. Do you know that from first-hand experience? The axolotl is a neotenic salamander related to the tiger salamander. What does a tiger salamander look like? Oh, look at that thing. Oh. That's cool. Although forget that word. Known as a walking fish, the axolotl is not a fish, but an amphibian. The species was originally found in several lakes, such as Lake Zagamaga. Yep, that one. Right there. You can say that if you want. Underlying Mexico City, axolotls are unusual among amphibians in that they reach adulthood without undergoing metamorphosis. Instead of developing lungs and taking to the land, adults remain aquatic and gilled. I wish. I keep fish and watch a lot of fish-related YouTube. Are they expensive? Axolotl? Is that why you don't have one? Or are they saltwater fish? Or what keeps you from getting one? Axolotls should not be confused with water dogs. Okay, that's the same one as tiger salamander. Tiger salamander is a species of mole salamander and one of the largest terrestrial salamanders in North America. Okay, and then water dogs. The tiger salamander is the... Okay, if I click on water dogs, what's it going to show me? I guess tiger salamanders are a kind of water dog, it looks like. Okay, axolotls should not be confused with water dogs. The larval stage of the closely related tiger salamanders, which are widespread in much of North America and occasionally become neotenic, neither should be confused with mud puppies. Oh, that sounds adorable. What's a mud puppy? Oh my God, it looks like it's like rubbing its... I'm assuming it looks like it's like on its back, like rubbing up against the rock. I don't know if that's what I'm looking at or not. But that's what it looks like it. Oh, maybe it's just the gills are far back. Maybe its gills are far back. It's smiling at you. They're freshwater. Honestly, I don't have the space for another 5-gallon or 10. Well, how big do they get? Those people feed them bloodworms. I think it's like, it's pooping. That's how I do it. You just roll on you kind of arch your back against the back tank. Just gotta nestle in. About 5 to 7 inches. Okay, that's actually smaller than I thought. These pictures make them look bigger. I thought it was gonna be like the size of like a rabbit. They look so big in these photos. Does not be confused with water dogs. Or mud puppies, fully aquatic salamanders from a different family that are not closely related to the axolotl, but bear a superficial resemblance. As of 2010, wild axolotls were near extinction due to urbanization in Mexico City and consequent water pollution, as well as the introduction of invasive species such as tilapia and perch. They are listed as critically endangered in the wild, with a decreasing population by the International Union of Conservation for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, and as an endangered species in the IUCN's CITES Treaty. Axolotls are used extensively in scientific research due to their ability to regenerate limbs. Axolotls were also sold as food in Mexican markets and were a staple of the Aztec diet. Surveys in 1998, 03, 08 found 6,000, 1,000, and 100 axolotls per square kilometer in its lake the same lake I can't say, habitat respectively. A 4-month-long search in 2013, however, turned up no surviving individuals in the wild. Just a month later, 2 wild ones were spotted in a network of canals leading to that lake. The city is working on conserving axolotls by building axolotl shelters and conserving remaining and potential habitats for the salamanders. Whoo! I go hippopotamus style? What in the world? That's a topic for Tipsy to look up next week? That's wild though, right? Yeah. A poo-poo pee-pee segment? Oh, God. Axolotl, I saw one of those at a reptile show. I've kind of always wanted a bearded dragon, and this just looks like a water version of a bearded dragon. Like, look at that guy. That's really cool. I like that. Also, hi, Egg Chanig. How are you? What's happening? These axolotls at Vancouver Aquarium are leucoustic? Laocoustic? with less pigmentation than normal. So they're what's the word I'm looking for? I said it earlier. Now I can't think of the word. It begins with an A. Right? Albino. My gosh. Oh, my brain just stopped. So if a captive care, so if you want one of these as a pet, it's doing good. I'm on day 8 of my vacation from work, and it feels good. I'm on day, I mean, I've got to be close to day 300 at this point. It's got to be. It's been the majority of the years, the months, and there's 365 days in the year, so I've got to be close to day 300 of not working. Alligator. I saw your brain stopping. Thank you. I appreciate it. 9 months-ish. Yeah, it's too much. So let's see, if you want to keep one of these as a pet, the axolotl is a popular exotic pet like its relative, the tiger salamander. As for all organisms, lower temperatures result in slower metabolisms and a very unhealthy reduced appetite. Temperatures at approximately 16 degrees Celsius to 18 degrees Celsius are suggested for captive axolotls to ensure sufficient food intake. Stress resulting from more than a day's exposure to low temperatures may quickly lead to disease and death. And temperatures higher than 24 degrees Celsius may lead to metabolic rate increases, also causing stress and eventually death. Chlorine, commonly used to tap water, is harmful to axolotls. A single axolotl typically requires a 40-liter, 11 U.S. gallon tank with a water depth of at least 15 centimeters. Axolotls spend the majority of the time at the bottom of the tank. Salts such as Holt-Fretwer's solution are usually added to water to prevent infection. In captivity, axolotls eat a variety of readily available foods, including trout and salmon pellets, frozen or live bloodworms, earthworms, and waxworms. Axolotls can also eat feeder fish, but care should be taken as fish may contain parasites. If anybody wants to drop into the Discord and join me here on stream and talk about any of the things that I'm looking up, they're more than welcome to drop. I will drop them into the audio channel on Discord, and they can hang out and just leave whenever they want. I want to keep this like an informational segment. Maybe someone has something that they're an expert on and they want to talk about, or they want to dive into more. Eat trout. I would, but I can't talk. Is your mouth full, Gordo? I've heard you on Discord before for community nights. That sounds fun, but also terrifying. Why? I do it with Adjective Beaver every Sunday, Funday, Monday. I hang out with Darkside in the chat every Tuesday night. Am I scary? Am I gonna? we can have a conversation. If you stumble on something I'm an expert on, I will do it. If you stumble on something, let's look up something anime or Japan. You know what fish reminds me of? Anime. It's the thought of being live tipsy. I mean, it's just like a phone call. Like I'm not beaming in your camera feed or anything, right? You know, it's just like having a phone call with somebody. And you know me, right? I'm not gonna like be mean to you or something.
I mean, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do that. I'm just a normal guy.
Tentacles? I'm just gonna look up tentacles. And other people listening in. I mean, what are you afraid you're gonna like accidentally tell me your deepest, darkest secrets? Is that what's gonna happen? Let's look up tentacles. In zoology, a tentacle is a flexible, mobile, elongated organ. Oh, present in some species of animals. Most of them invertebrates. Any animal anatomy. In animal anatomy, tentacles usually occur in one or more pairs. Anatomically, the tentacles of animals work mainly like muscular hydrostats. Most forms of tentacles are used for grasping and feeding. Many are sensory organs, variously receptive to touch, vision, or to the smell or taste of particular foods or treats. Examples of such tentacles are the eye stalks of various kinds of snails. I've never thought of those as tentacles. Huh. Okay. Some kind of tentacles have both sensory and manipulatory functions. A tentacle similar to a cirrus. In biology, a cirrus is a long, thin structure in an animal similar to a tentacle, but genetically or generally lacking the tentacle's strength, flexibility, thickness, and sensitivity. But a cirrus is an organ that usually lacks the tentacle's strength, size, flexibility, and sense. Oh, they just put that. Well, I just read that. A nautilus has cirri, but a squid has tentacles, and that's a nautilus. I always thought that was like a giant, like, obese shrimp. Oh boy, not safe for work. I'm starting to really love octopi. Now you want an octopus too? Foods or threats? But treats probably works too. Oh, safe. Did I see treats? They can have treats. Sure. Oh yeah, they can have particular foods or treats or threats. You know, whatever they want. I'm sure they're like, num num, brine shrimp. It's a delicacy because they're so small. I never would have thought about that on snails. A snail is, in loose terms, a shelled gastropod. The name is most often applied to land snails, terrestrial pulmonate gastropod mollusks. However, the common name snail is also used for most members of the molluscan class Gastropoda that have a coiled shell and is large enough for the animal to retract completely into it. When the word snail is used in the most general sense, it includes not just land snails, but also numerous species of sea snails down by the sea snails, and freshwater snails. Gastropods that naturally lack a shell or have only an internal shell. Oh, I want an internal shell. Would bones be considered an internal shell? Snurf. Snurf, snurf, snurf. I'm like turning into the Swedish chef. Smurdy, moody, smurdy, moody, bird. Smurdy, smurdy, moody, bird. Death by snoo, snoo. Death by snoo, snoo. And mostly called slugs, and land snails that have only a very small shell that they cannot retract into are often called semi-slugs. Death by snoo, snoo. Dirty spooty birdie dead by snoo, snoo. Dirty spooty birdie birdie bird bird. I was thinking Thundercats, but that works too. Yeah, Thundercats. Snarf! Man, I haven't thought I'd watched Thundercats in a long time. Is it true snails meow like Gary from SpongeBob? Yes, but it's harder to hear when they're underwater. They had to enhance the snail sound for the cartoon. But that cartoon is actually based completely on fact. Don't look that up. If that's not fact, then life is a lie. They talk about the meowing down the page. Tipsy just can't scroll. Yeah, I've scroll lock on. I mean, it's right there, but it's right. It won't stay. My mouse scroll is broken. Snails have considerable human relevance, including as food items, as pets, and as vectors of disease. Oh. and their shells are used as decorative objects and are incorporated into jewelry. The snail has also had some cultural significance, tending to be associated with patience. The snail has also been used as a metaphor. Someone who is not moving fast enough is slow as a snail. The snail is the same or a similar shape as a cochlea. Oh, as a cochlea. Sorry, I meant to bleep that first part out. Their diet. Snails feed at night. They feed primarily on decaying organic matter. Their diet also includes fun guys, boring guys, lichens, green foliage, worms, centipedes, insects, animal feces, carrion, and other slugs. Some snails feed on other snails too. Oh, yes. Yes. Some snails feed on other snails.
Oh, yes.
Hey, yo. They're cannibals? Apparently. See, we're learning stuff tonight. This is more than I feel like I'm doing Sunday Funday Monday, but like in advanced mode. Oh, you want to see some creepy stuff? Look up deep sea crabs. Okay, I'll look that up next. Oh, are we learning things? Oh, I just learned about snails that eat sea urchins and other snails by drilling through their shells by licking. How many licks does it take to get to the center of your snail friend? A 1, a 2, a 3. Wow. Okay, what am I looking at? Deep sea crabs? Am I not? Is that? Are you sure? Escargot. Ah. Did I spell that right? Is there a different? Is it? You spelled it like this, so let's try that. I'm not getting anything for deep sea crab. Is there a different name for it? Yeah, and there was a gif of them licking the glass of their tank that creeped me out. That creeped out the Squeamish people. Oh. It's not giving me anything for deep sea crabs. What if I just type in crabs and maybe I put in carbs? That's gonna give us something completely. Get out of here, Atkins. Is there like lists of crabs here? Reproduction and lifestyle. Does anyone learn about how crabs reproduce? Cookery, pain classification, subfamilies. Do you know their Latin name by any chance? Look that up instead. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to see. Wait, what am I looking up? Let's see how do crabs mate? Crabs attract and mate through chemical, pheromones, visual, acoustic, oh, they must sing to them, and vibratory means. Crabuloria? Is that what it's called? The stream got weird real fast. I don't have to look up the way they mate. Crabuloria. That was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. Japanese spider crab? You got it. Whoa, this thing? No, I just made something up. Wow, egg. Here I thought I was going to pull you in. Here I thought I was going to pull you into the Discord because we brought up something you knew something about. Yeah, look at that sucker. That's nightmare fuel. For you Dark Crystal fans out there, this reminds me of the Landstriders. Which they put people on stilts. They were doing stilts with their arms and their legs. And it reminds me of that. But that's creepy. It honestly looks like something in a horror film. Yeah. Or like, what's that War of the Worlds? They just had like those big metal ones that were lurking around. The Japanese spider crab is a species of marine crab that lives in the waters around Japan. It has the largest leg span of any arthropod. These giants go through 3 main larval stages along with a prezoial stage in order to grow to their giant size. The genus Macrocaria, something, contains multiple species. 2 fossil species of this genus have been found, both from the Miocene of Japan. The diverse taxonomic history is an important part of what these creatures are and how they evolved to what they are today. These creatures are not isolated, however, as they are the subject of fishery and are considered a delicacy. Conservation efforts are being put forth to protect these creatures and their population from the dangers of overfishing. Look at this one. I like this guy. He looks like he's chilling. It looks like the mixture between a shrimp and a crab. His face totally has that shrimp look. Right? It honestly looks like something in a horror film. I thought a boss of Silent Hill. Anyone play Subnautica? I haven't. Subnautica had a pretty good following on Mixer for a bit. Subnautica is good if that's your style of game. To be fair, Beaver, I think you could give that review to any game. How Solitaire? Well, Solitaire is a good game, if that's your style of game. Good storytelling, crazy visuals. It's the most even-keeled review anybody could ever give. So how do you like Cyberpunk? Well, Cyberpunk's a good game if that's your style of game. Solitaire's great if you like playing by yourself, if you like that style of game. Yeah, Subnautica, like the deep sea exploration. It's a cool, chill stream with some moments of panic, but not that bad. Distribution and habitat, life cycle. They have nothing about their reproductive states. I'm going to go back to crabs and look up their, what do we got going on here for reproduction and lifestyle. Okay, so crabs attract a mate through chemical pheromones, visual, acoustic, and vibratory means. Pheromones are used by most fully aquatic crabs, while terrestrial and semi-terrestrial crabs often use visual signals, such as fiddler crabs, males waving their large claws to attract females. So you get this guy hey, ladies. The size of that thing in black and white pictures. Which one? Wait, what? I'm a little lost. The vast number of Brachyurian crabs have internal fertilization and mate belly to belly. For many aquatic species, mating takes place just after the female has molted and is still soft. Females can store the sperm for a long time before using it to fertilize their eggs. They're like their own nutsack. When fertilization has taken place, the eggs are released onto the female's abdomen below the tail flap. I just hit my chest. Below the tail flap, secured with a sticky material. In this location, they are protected during embryonic development. Females carrying eggs are called berried, since the eggs resemble round berries. When development is complete, the female releases the newly hatched larvae into the water, where they are part of the plankton. The release is often timed with the tidal and light-dark diel cycle. Diel cycle? The free-swimming zoea larvae can float and take advantage of water currents. They have a spine, which probably reduces the rate of predation by large animals. The zoea of most species must find food, but some crabs provide enough yolk in the eggs that the larval stages can continue to live off the yolk. Who wants a crab omelet? Who wants to live off that yolk? So lady crabs are sperm banks. Pretty much. They're chum buckets, but you take the H away. Nasty ass water pitching spiders. I mean, I grew up on the East Coast and we used to go crabbing all the time. Well, not all the time, but we would go crabbing and I loved it. We'd take raw chicken drumsticks and you tie it to the top of the crab cage and you would lower it into the water in the morning. And then in the evenings, you would go pull up the crab cage. You'd just tie it to the dock, but you'd pull up the cage and you would have a few crabs in there. Like, I think the most we pulled up was 7, I think, in one thing. But you'd usually catch a couple. Blues. Chesapeake Bay blues. Yep, blue crabs. Each species has a particular number of zoal stages separated by mouths before they change into a megalopa stage, which resembles an adult crab, except for having an abdomen tail sticking out behind. After one more molt, the crab is a juvenile, living on the bottom rather than floating in the water, avoiding its parents' best wishes. This last molt, from megalopia to juvenile, is critical and must take place in a habitat that is suitable for the juvenile to survive, like their bedroom by themselves. No skirt. Most species of terrestrial crabs must migrate down to the ocean to release their larvae. In some cases, this entails very extensive migrations. After living for a short time as larvae in the ocean, the juveniles must do this migration in reverse. In many tropical areas with land crabs, these migrations often result in considerable roadkill of migrating crabs. Once crabs have become juveniles, they still have to keep molting many more times to become adults. They are covered with a hard shell, which would otherwise prevent growth. The molt cycles is coordinated by hormones. When preparing for molt, the old shell is softened and partly eroded away, while the rudimentary beginnings of a new shell form under it. At the time of molting, the crab takes in a lot of water to expand and crack open the old shell at a line of weakness along the back edge of the carapace. The crab must then extract all of itself, including its legs, mouth parts, eye stalks, and even the lining of the front and back of the digestive tract from the old shell. It is a difficult process that takes many hours, and if a crab gets stuck, it will die. After freeing itself from the old shell, now called the exuvia, the crab is extremely soft and hides until its new shell has hardened. While the new shell is still soft, the crab can expand it to make room for future growth. Whoa. I'm gonna go. Just gone 2 here. Night all. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out, Rage. Have a good one. Thanks for being here. Next time we'll throw you into the call. Roadkill crab sounds awful. I mean, it's a way to catch them. Soft on the inside, hard on the outside. Sounds very explodey. Yes, like an M&M. Just got the hard candy shell. Right? So have you learned some interesting things tonight? So far, yes. Learned about the snails eat each other. I learned about the reproduction of crabs. We learned about flatfish. We learned about axolotls. Like we've done some pretty cool research tonight. I did start on flounder, yes. I started on flounder. We learned about sea monkeys for a moment, and mostly we've just been looking up sea creatures. Does anyone else have any other sea animals that they want me to look up? Well, like just like straight up like seahorses. I want to learn more. I know the male is one that gets pregnant, but I want to learn more about their reproduction stuff. Like, how does this work? So the male seahorse is equipped with a pouch on the ventral or front-facing side of the tail. When mating, the female seahorse deposits up to 1,500 eggs in the male's pouch. The male carries the eggs for 9 to 45 days until the seahorses emerge fully developed but very small. The young are then released into the water, and the male often mates again within hours or days during the breeding season. So he's like, I've been pregnant. Let's do it. Let's get it in me. I had them. Let's do it again. Let's freaking do it again. Jellyfish confound me? Okay, I'll look up jellyfish next. Courtfish. Before breeding, seahorses may court for several days. Scientists believe the courtship behavior synchronizes the animals' movements and reproductive states so that the male can receive the eggs when the female is ready to deposit them. During this time, they may change color, swim side by side holding tails, or grip the same strand of seagrass with their tails. Wheel around in unison in what is known as a pre-dawn dance. They eventually engage in a true courtship dance, lasting about 8 hours. Hey-o.
Yes.
During which the male pumps water through the egg pouch on his trunk, which expands and opens to display its emptiness. When the female's eggs reach maturity, she and her mate let go of the anchors and drift upwards, snout to snout. Now they make it out of the seagrass, often spiraling as they rise. They interact for about 6 minutes. Okay, so the 8 hours was not. Got it. 6 minutes, reminiscent of courtship. The female then swims away until the next morning, and the male returns to sucking up food through its snout. The female inserts her ovipositor. Or what? The ovipositor is a tube-like organ used by some animals, especially insects, for the laying of eggs. In insects, an ovipositor consists of a maximum of 3 parts of appendages. The details and morphology of the ovipositor vary, but typically its form is adapted to functions such as preparing a place for the egg. Okay. Into the male's brood pouch and deposits dozens to thousands of eggs. As the female releases her eggs, her body slims while his swells. Both animals then sink back into the seagrass, and she swims away. Can you imagine, like, knowing, like, I'm either gonna get 12 eggs, or I'm gonna get 1,500 eggs right now. That's a lot. Jellyfish confound me. They have no brain or mouth. How? Do they have a cloaca? It's a lady penis. What's a cloaca? In animal anatomy, the cloaca is the posterior orifice that serves as the only opening for the digestive, reproductive, and urinary tracts, if present, of many vertebrate animals. All amphibians, reptiles, birds, and a few mammals, like golden moles, marsupial moles, have this orifice from which they excrete both urine and feces. This is in contrast to most placental mammals, which have 2 or 3 separate orifices for evacuation. Excretory openings with analogous purpose in some invertebrates are also sometimes referred to as cloacae. Meaning through the cloaca, I'm probably butchering that, is known as cloacal copulation, commonly referred to as cloacal kiss. The cloacal region is often associated with a secretory organ. Cloacal which has been implemented in the scent-marking behavior of some reptiles, marsupials, amphibians, and monotremes. So not jellyfish. Doesn't look like it. They didn't make the list. It's an everything hole. There's an everything hole. Anything's an everything hole if you're brave enough. Let's look up jellyfish. Jellyfish and sea jellies are the informal common names given to the medusa phase of certain gelatinous members of the subphylum Medusazoa? I want to say Medusa. Medusazoa? Jellyfish are mainly free-swimming marine animals with umbrella-shaped bells and trailing tentacles, although a few are anchored to the seabed by stalks rather than being mobile. The bell can pulsate and provide propulsion for highly efficient locomotion. The tentacles are armed with stinging cells that may be used to capture prey and defend against predators. Jellyfish have a complex life cycle. The medusa is normally the sexual phase, which produces planula larvae that disperse widely and enter a sedentary polyp phase before reaching sexual maturity. Jellyfish are found all over the world, from surface waters to the deep sea. Scyphozoans, the true jellyfish, are exclusively marine, but also hydrozoans, which a similar appearance live in freshwater. Large, often colorful jellyfish are common in coastal zones worldwide. The medusae of most species are fast-growing and mature within a few months, then die soon after breeding, while the polyp stage attached to the seabed may be much more long-lived. Jellyfish have been in existence for at least 500 million years and possibly 700 million years or more, making them the oldest multi-organ animal group. Jellyfish are eaten by humans in certain cultures. They're considered a delicacy in some Asian countries. Their species is the Rhizosotomae order, are pressed and salted to remove excess water. Australian researchers have described them as a perfect food, sustainable and protein-rich but relatively low calorie. They're also used in research where the green fluorescent protein used by some species to cause bioluminescence has been adapted as a fluorescent marker for genes inserted into other cells or organisms. And we keep them in labs like lava lamps. Yes. A friend of mine ate jellyfish in China, and she said it was crunchy. It looks like they salt it to, like, pull out the water and stuff. They're pressed and salted. Is it like jerky, but not as, like, gamey? The stinging cells used by jellyfish to subdue their prey can injure humans. Many thousands of swimmers are stung every year, with effects ranging from mild discomfort to serious injury or even death. Small box jellyfish are responsible for many of these deaths. When conditions are favorable, jellyfish can form vast swarms, which can be responsible for damage to fishing gear by filling fishing nets, and sometimes clog the cooling systems of power and desalination plants, which draw their water from the sea. Damn, what's this box jellyfish? Who are you? They're distinguished by their cube-shaped medusae. Oh, so the medusae is like the gooey part. Beef jellarky. I see what you did there. It's like, it's not really meat, but gelatinous, so why would it be jerky? I don't know. That's just where my brain went. That was just a way of starting a conversation. I'm not mistaken. They use jellyfish to get the glow effect in tetras, and now beta fish. Oh. I've seen those glowing fish. They look cool, but I'm also kind of sad for them because I think they're just injected with that stuff. I don't know how I feel about it. In a way, I'm like, is this animal cruelty? Some species of box jellyfish produce extremely potent venom. Stings from these and a few other species in the class are extremely painful and can be fatal to humans. Wow. The box jellyfish actively hunts its prey, small fish, rather than drifting as do true jellyfish. They are capable of achieving speeds up to 1.5 to 2 meters per second, or about 4.6 miles per hour. The venom of cubozoans is distinct from that of scyphozoans. I'm butchering that one. And is used to catch prey, small fish, and invertebrates, including prawn and baitfish, and for defense from predators, which include butterfish, batfish, rabbitfish. Oh, that one's cute. Crabs, blue skimmer crab, I guess, and various species of turtle, including the hawksbill sea turtle and the flatback sea turtle. It seems that sea turtles are unaffected by the stings because they seem to relish box jellyfish. Huh. Kinda, plus the eyesight thing bothers me. Oh, I guess seaweed can be used as a gelatin substitute, but can harden. So it might becomes crunchy like kale chips. Kind of crunchy. Yeah, it would be like kale chips, kind of crunchy, or even just like you can get just like you can get those seaweed things from those little seaweed flat container things from different stores. Is it like flaky crunchy? I want to know. Yeah, I love the little seaweed containers. I do love those. Especially there's one I got was wasabi seaweed, and that one was really good. I think the wasabi flavored ones. Ooh. Back to kale chips. Good old kale chips. So expensive. But so easy to make. Although, let's see, danger to humans. Although the box jellyfish has been called the world's most venomous creature, only a few species in the class have been confirmed to be involved in human deaths, and some species pose no serious threat at all. In Australia, fatalities are more often caused by the largest species of the class of jellyfish, Chironex fleckeri. Researchers at the University of Hawaii's Department of Tropical Medicine found the venom causes cells to become porous enough to allow potassium leakage, causing hyperkalemia, which can lead to a cardiovascular collapse and death as quickly as within 2 to 5 minutes, which is postulated that a zinc compound may have developed as an antidote. Oh. Now I'm curious about the type of crunchy jellyfish can become. Are man-o-war a box jelly? Oops, I want man-o-war jellyfish. What's this? No. Here we go, man-of-war. Let's see, I saw something about jellyfish in that little description here. This is man-of-war, 8 or 9 knots, Portuguese man-of-war, a jellyfish-like. True or false, pig on a jellyfish sting works. Oh, top listing? Portuguese man of war. Whoa, look at that thing. That looks like weirdly erotic. Doesn't it? Doesn't that look... doesn't look like a jellyfish for the after hours?
Oh, yeah.
So the Portuguese man of war, also known as the man of war, blue bottle, or floating terror, is a marine hydrozoan found in the Atlantic Ocean and Indian Oceans. Is considered to be the same species as the Pacific man of war, which is found mainly in the Pacific Ocean. The Portuguese man of war is the only species in the genus Physalia, which in turn is the only genus in the family. Some blah 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 blah. It has numerous venomous microscopic nematocysts. Venomous microscopic nematocysts, which deliver a painful sting powerful enough to kill fish and has been known to occasionally kill humans. Despite its appearance, the Portuguese man of war differs from single organisms like jellyfish and are a siphonophores, a colonial organism made up of many specialized, though genetically distinct parts called zooids. These zooids are attached to one another and are physiologically integrated to such an extent that they cannot survive independently. The assemblage of zooids work together to function as an individual animal. Zooids should not be confused with zooplankton. Which is that? Yeah, there seems to be no mention of... So even if I just do, like, Control F... to type in box jellyfish. What it wants to say here. In Australia, particularly in the East Coast, up to 10,000 stings occur each summer from the blue bottle alone, with others also from the hair jellyfish. That's the only mention of box. This isn't a blue bottle, right? That's not what they said it was. Oh, this one is... This is also known as a blue bottle. And then down here in the notes include blue bottle as well. Oh, as well as. So yeah, it looks like they're not part of box jellyfish. But hey yo, I do like having a question and having it followed up. Yes. Research. All right. Any other crazy animals people want me to look up? I'm gonna go back to jellyfish real quick. Where's jellyfish? Let's see, let's look at their anatomy. Labeled cross section of a jellyfish. Primary tentacles, their epidermis. So this gray area is their stomach. Their mouth and their anus. They're such shit talkers. Cuttlefish? Okay. Mouth and anus is right there. Centripetal canal. Manubrium. Radial canal. Inner nerve ring. Circular canal. There's actually a lot more of them than I thought. Huh. Okay, cuttlefish. Let's go cuttlefish. Oh, hello. This is what I always picture when I picture a squid. Is like this. Okay, that's also what I was wondering about when I asked about a cloaca. I'm probably butchering that. They do have a mouth, but it's also their butt. Yeah. So they're like owls in that they eat and poop from the same hole. Wow. I never thought of owls pooping from their mouth. Because they just throw it up, right? They eat something and then they throw up the pods. But do owls not have an anus at all? What? What? Do they not poop? Do you poop? Anatomy. I think they still poop like normal birds, not that they're normal birds. That they are normal birds. Vision, hearing, talons, beak, camouflage, breeding and reproduction. Where's pooping? How about poop? I don't know if we're just for that either. Nothing for excretion. Relieving themselves? Nope. I can't even like quick find it. Cause I know that they throw up like the bones and stuff. Like they'll eat a mouse whole and then they throw up the bones. I think they would still poop. High topic on today's schedules. Owls and how they poop. I need to know this right now. Cuttlefish or cuttles are a marine mollusks of the order Sepida. Sepida. There should really just be like a button here for all these where you can just click and they're like because I'm not seeing one. Dang, they don't choke on the bones? You do some owl Heimlichs. They belong to the class Cephalopoda, which also includes squid, octopuses, and nautiluses. Cuttlefish have a unique internal shell, the cuttle bone. Aw. It's connected to the heart bone, and the heart bone's connected to the cuttle bone, which is used for control and buoyancy. Oh. Cuttlefish have large W-shaped pupils. Give me this big guy. Oh yeah, they do. That's not a lie. Large W-shaped pupils, 8 arms and 2 tentacles, furnished with denticulated suckers, with which they secure their prey. They generally range in size from 50 to 25 centimeters or 6 to 10 inches, with the largest species, Sepiopama, reaching 20 inches in mantle length and over 23 pounds in mass. Cuttlefish eat small mollusks, crabs, shrimp, fish, octopus, worms, and other cuttlefish. These predators include Their predators include dolphins, sharks, fish, seals, seabirds, and other cuttlefish. The average life expectancy of a cuttlefish is about 1 to 2 years. Studies have said to indicate cuttlefish to be among the most intelligent invertebrates. Cuttlefish also have one of the largest brain-to-body size ratios of all invertebrates. The cuttle in cuttlefish comes from an Old English name for the species, cottale, maybe, cottale, which may be cognate of the Old Norse kotti, cushion, and the Middle Low German kudel, rag. The Greco-Roman world valued the cuttlefish as a source of a unique brown pigment that creatures release from its siphon when it is alarmed. The word for it in both Greek and Latin, sepia, now refers to the reddish-brown color sepia in English. This thing is like, oh, sepia, like sepia-toned. Got it. Not sepia, sepia. Suckers and venom. What? The suckers of cuttlefish extend most of the length of their arms and along the distal portion of their tentacles. Like other cephalopods, cuttlefish have taste by touch sensitivity in their suckers, allowing them to discriminate among objects and water currents that they contact. Some cuttlefish are venomous. The genes for venom production are thought to be descendant from a common ancestor. The muscles of the flamboyant cuttlefish contain a highly toxic, unidentified compound as lethal as that of a fellow cephalopod, the blue-ringed octopus. That looks like a sea sponge. There was a video, True Facts About the Cuttlefish, that was pretty hilarious. Is that YouTube? I might have to put that in the Discord. The blue-ringed octopus. Oh. That's crazy. Second Discord. Nice. Thank you. See, sleep-like behavior. Sleep is a state of immobility characterized by being rapidly reversible, homeostatically controlled, and increasing an organism's arousal threshold. To date, one cephalopod species, Octopus vulgaris, has been shown to satisfy these criteria. Another species, Officinalis, maybe, satisfies 2 of the 3 criteria by not yet been tested for the third. Recent research shows that the sleep-like state of a common species of cuttlefish show predictable periods of rapid eye movements, arm twitching, and rapid chromatophore changes. Huh. Reproduction. Let's just look up everybody's reproduction. But they're yet another thing that will eat themselves, just like snails. Huh. The more you know. I'm trying to think of like what else I would want to look up on here. I could look at more of that blue-ringed octopus. We don't have to stay on fish. I'll probably stream for like another 30 minutes or so. Just look up lobsters. I feel like lobsters have like a really weird reproductive thing that I've actually been meaning to look up more. Where's their reproduction? Because I think their reproduction, I believe, is really weird. Something about like urine and stuff. Mating? Mate? Huh. There's something really weird. Yeah. It doesn't seem to be on here just under lobsters. So I think giraffes have really weird mating rituals as well. If I remember correctly, male cuttlefish pretend to be females until the very last second. Sneak in there before more. Whoa, what? Huh. See, reproduction in giraffes is broadly polygamous. A few older males mate with the fertile female. Male giraffes asses female fertility by tasting the female's urine to detect oestrus. in a multi-step process known as Flehmen response. Yeah. So not only do males also mate with the same female, the males also mate with other males. But the way that they can tell if a female is fertile is by tasting their urine. Great. Now, how long? You think about how long it takes a giraffe to vomit? The urine thing, or like the polyamorous, just everybody's for everybody. Males prefer young adult females over juveniles and older adults. Just sounds like most men on Earth. Counts do that too. The urine thing, okay. Oh, juveniles would be like the teen. So they want like young adult. Okay, so juveniles must be before young adult, and then older adults. Once an oestrus female is detected, the male will attempt to court her. When courting, dominant males will keep subordinate ones at bay. The courting male may lick the female's tail, rest his head and neck on her body, or nudge her with his horns. During copulation, the male stands on his hind legs with his head held up and his front legs resting on the female's sides. Giraffe gestation lasts 400 to 460 days, after which a single calf is normally born, although twins occur on rare occasions. They are pregnant for over a year. The mother gives birth standing up. The calf emerges head and front legs first, having broken through the fetal membranes, and falls to the ground, severing the umbilical cord. The mother then grooms a newborn and helps it stand up. A newborn giraffe is 6.6 feet tall. Is between 5.6 and 6.6 feet tall. What? Hey, Lo-Fi. Also, are giraffe ruminators? Because then they wouldn't be able to vomit. It is the largest ruminant. There you go. We're learning about giraffe mating. How's your night going? So far, we learned that giraffes will just sleep around with men or women, doesn't matter. And the way that they figure out if the female's ready to be pregnant is they taste the urine. They're pregnant for over a year. And when the babies come out, they're like 6'6". Doing well, just hanging out and stuff. Good. Hope you're having a good in between the holidays. Yeah, so multiple stomachs, like a cow. They chew cud, but they don't actively vomit. Oh. Taste the urine is Mountain Dew. New slogan. Mountain Dew. Taste the urine. Yeah, they're pregnant for over a year, and their babies are already taller than me when they're born. Like, they're 6 inches taller than me. Within a few hours of birth, the calf can run around and is almost indistinguishable from a 1-week-old. However, for the first 1 to 3 weeks, it spends most of its time hiding, the coat pattern providing camouflage. Oh. The ossicones, which have lain flat while in the womb, become erect within a few days. That must be the things on top. Mothers with calves will gather in nursery herds, moving or browsing together. They're browsing on the internet. Mothers in such a group may sometimes leave their calves with one female while they forage and drink elsewhere. This is known as a calving pool. Adult males play almost no role in raising the young. although they appear to have friendly interactions. Calves are at risk of predation, and a mother giraffe will stand over her calf and kick at approaching predators. Female watching calf pools will only alert their young if they detect a disturbance in the force, although the others will take notice and follow. So they're like most human deaths, right? And then most male giraffes will go out for a carton of milk, never to be seen again. Huh. Males must wait until they are at least 7 years old to gain the opportunity to mate. I mean, waiting till you're 7 doesn't sound so bad. The length of time in which offspring stay with their mother varies, though it can last until the female's next calving. Likewise, calves may suckle for only a month or as long as a year. Females become sexually mature when they are 4 years old, while males become mature at 4 or 5 years old. Spermatogenesis, whatever, yep. In males, giraffes begin at 3 to 4 years of age. Males must wait until they're at least 7 years old to gain the opportunity to mate. Necking. Hello. Male giraffes use their necks as weapons in combat, a behavior known as necking. Necking is used to establish dominance, and males that win necking bouts have greater reproductive success. The behavior occurs at low or high intensity. In low intensity necking, the combatants rub and lean against each other. The male could hold itself more erect, wins the bout. In high intensity necking, the combatants will spread their front legs and swing their necks at each other, attempting to land blows with their ossicones. The contestants will try to dodge each other's blows, and then get ready to counter. The power of a blow depends on the weight of the skull and the arc of the swing. Are they baseball players? The necking duel can last more than half an hour, depending on how well matched the combatants are. Although most fights do not lead to serious injuries, there have been records of broken jaws, broken necks, and even deaths. You gotta get your parry down. Right bumper, left bumper. So giant ass medalists. Yeah. Oh yeah, necking is amazing. We're talking about giraffe necking, Dark Side. Not what you're thinking.
Oh, yes.
After a duel, it is common for two male giraffes to caress and court each other. Such interactions between males have been found to be more frequent than heterosexual coupling. In one study, up to 94% of observed mounting incidentals took place between males. The proportion of same-sex activities varied from 30 to 75%. Only 1% of same-sex mounting incidents occurred between females. Okay. So it was on a documentary. Planet Earth 1, maybe. I know what you were talking about, Dark Side. I was just ribbing you. So like Spartans, they fight, then get it on. Observed mounting is going to be the name of my heavy metal band. Or just the name of our next album, Observed Mounting. So the guys will be like, all right, we're going to duel. Let's fight it out. All right. That's how they find out who the bottom is, I guess, or whatever. Wow. In one study, up to 94% of observed mounting incidents took place between. So 94% of the mounting that you'll see in the wild is male on male. See, mortality and health, giraffes have high adult survival probability and an unusually long lifespan compared to other ruminants, up to 38 years. Because of their size, eyesight, and powerful kicks, adult giraffes are usually not subject to predation, although lions may regularly prey prey on individuals up to 1,210 pounds. Giraffes are the most common food source for the big cats in Kruger National Park, comprising nearly a third of the meat consumed, although only a small portion of the giraffes were probably killed by predators, as a majority of the consumed giraffes appeared to be scavenged. Nile crocodiles can also be a threat to giraffes when they bend down to drink. Calves are much more vulnerable than adults and are additionally preyed on by leopards, spotted hyenas, and wild dogs. A quarter to half of giraffe calves reach adulthood. Calf survival varies according to the season of birth, with calves born during the dry season having higher survival rates. Oh, here's a picture of a lion just like, what's up? And there's like some sort of like coyote dog in the background. Like, what's going on over there? Who are you? This German Shepherd just like, don't mind me, just photobombing this. Oh, you can like behind me, you can like see like a little opening, like right here. No. Poor guy. So here's a picture of them. This is low intensity necking. So you know these guys are like, you know what's happening after this. You know what's gonna. Ooh la la. You know what's gonna happen after they're done doing that. Just a little low intensity necking going on there. Ow. Jackal, you'd say jackal too? Are you sure it's not? Are you sure it's not someone's German Shepherd? Are you sure that's just not just the drug unit dog? Are you sure he's not just there to check for drugs? I think he's there to check for drugs. Humans have interacted with giraffes for a millennia. They were depicted in art throughout the African continent, including that of the Caribbeans, Egyptians, and Kushites? Kushites? The Kiphians were responsible for a life-size rock engraving of two giraffes dated 8,000 years ago that's been called the world's largest rock art petroglyph. Weird. And that giant giraffe's cavernous ass. Let's see, I'll look up jackal. Whoops, what's going on here? What is going on here? Jackal. There he is. Hey. Hey, boy, what you say, boy? Golden jackal. Jackals are medium-sized, omnivorous mammals of the subtribe Canina, which also includes wolves and the domestic dog. While the word jackal has historically been used for many small canids, a modern use of it most commonly refers to three species: the closely related blackback jackal. Blackback jackal sounds like a username on Xbox. He's doing an observed pre-mounting. You gotta get your pre-mount. How strong is your pre-mount game? Inside striped jackal of sub-Saharan Africa and the golden jackal of south-central Eurasia. Look at that guy. Yeah, he could be mistaken for a German Shepherd. That looks like a corporal right there. Found him. Book him, Dano. Jackals are opportunistic omnivores, predators of small to medium-sized animals, and proficient scavengers. Their long necks and curved canine teeth are adapted for hunting small mammals, birds, and reptiles, and their large feet and fused leg bone are giving them a physique well-suited for long-distance running, capable of maintaining speeds of 9.9 miles per hour for extended periods of time. Jackals are crepuscular, most active at dawn and dusk. The most common social unit is a monogamous pair, which defends its territory from other pairs by by vigorously chasing and shooting rivals and marking landmarks around the territory with their urine and feces. The territory may be large enough to hold some young adults, which stay with their parents until they establish their own territories. Jackals may occasionally assemble in small packs, for example, to scavenge a carcass, but they normally hunt either alone or in pairs. 3 weeks from retirement. Son of a bitch! I almost got away with it, too, if it wasn't for you kids and that pesky dog of yours. The pesky jackal of yours. Definitely that black-backed jackal looked like the one in the picture. Oh, yeah, it does. You right there. You look like a German Shepherd, and a fox did some observational mounting. That's what I do around my territory, but my neighbors don't like it. Just marking it around with urine and feces. They're like, you know you have a fence, right? And that's what your fence is for? You're like, get out of here. Oh. I see you. Okay. All right, any other weird things we want to look up for tonight? Any other animals? Or we started off with sea animals and ended up with giraffes mating and jackals. I'm down to look up one more thing tonight if anybody has any suggestions. Observational sounding sounds like you keep eye contact with someone else. Yeah, you're mating with someone, but your partner is making eye contact with someone across the room that's not involved in the action. It's like when a dog is pooping and it's like in a vulnerable state, so it always wants to like look you in the eyes. You know, like that's why they look you in the eyes. Platypus? I heard platypus. The platypus, sometimes referred to as the duck-billed platypus, is a semi-aquatic egg-laying mammal endemic to eastern Australia, including Tunisia. The platypus is the sole living representative of its family and genus through a number of related species, though a number of related species appear to in the fossil record. So they are their own. They're like their own species. Just nothing really related to them except for some fossils. Together with the 4 species of echidna, is one of the 5 extant species of monotremes, the only mammals that lay eggs instead of giving birth to live young. Like other monotremes, it senses prey through electrolocation. It is one of the few species of venomous mammals, as the male platypus has a spur on its hind foot that delivers a venom, capable of causing severe pain to humans. The usual appearance of this egg-laying, duck-billed, beaver-tailed, otter-footed mammal baffled European naturalists when they first encountered it, and the first scientists to examine a preserved platypus body in 1799 judged it a fake made of several animals sewn together. I'd kick my own ass if I looked like that. Aww. One of my dogs always hit his head when pooping. Yeah, they feel very vulnerable. And look at that weird looking thing. Aw. You don't want to be described as a egg-laying, duck-billed, beaver-tailed, otter-footed. You get off my lawn, you egg-laying, duck-billed, beaver-tailed, otter-footed mammal. Like, it's like, they are adorable. Look at that. Look at how cute he looks. That's adorable. The unique features of the platypus make it an important subject in the study of evolutionary biology and a recognizable and iconic symbol of Australia. It is culturally significant to several, Aboriginal peoples of Australia, who also used to hunt the animal for food. This appears as a mascot at national events and features on the reverse of the Australian 20-cent coin. And the platypus is the animal emblem of the state of New South Wales. Until the early 20th century, humans hunted the platypus for its fur, but is now protected throughout its range. Although captive breeding programs have had only limited success, and the platypus is vulnerable to the effects of pollution, it is not under any immediate threat. As of 2020, the platypus is a legally protected species in all states where it occurs, but is only listed as an endangered species in South Australia. The species is classified as a near-threatened species in the IUCN, but in November 2020, a report has recommended that it is upgraded to threatened species under the federal EPBC Act due to habitat destruction and declining number in all states. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Did we not hear the part that says venomous demons? How is that adorable? I mean, I wouldn't. Something can be cute and still dangerous. Sounds like how I like my dating life. Right? They're so cool and adorable. I'd be proud to be so different from every fucking everything else. Does it change how it looks? Right. Just because it has spurs on its feet? I would totally be a platypus. And I'm protected. In my next life, I'm coming back as a platypus. People don't hunt me anymore for food or my pelt or anything. I'm protected. Like, I'm venomous. I'm feeling pretty good. We who say the same about cowboys. Well, most of us, I guess. We don't say the same. Otters are shits. And they're still adorable. True. Nope, don't see it. Looks like it should be wearing a giant door cat. Aww. See, how long do they live? You can learn about their reproduction. How about just like life expectancy? Life? How about just age? Oh, there's a lot of ages. Probably somewhere in description. How long do you live? I gotta factor that into, is this what I want to be in my next lifetime? But like, look how cute that is. Look at how cute that is. I mean, come on. Echidnas? Am I saying that right? Echidnas? Pugs are just unfortunate. I hate pugs. French bulldogs are adorable. That is the line I draw. So ugly, cute thing. Look at that. Look at that. That is adorable. Come on. Maybe it's in reproduction. How long they live? I don't know. So what did you say? You said echidnas? Aww. Look at this thing. It's like an anteater hedgehog. Aww. Look at that. Pugs are just a sad example of how shit people can be when selectively breeding animals and not caring about how it affects their health. Yep. Yeah, this is cute. I wonder if these are like, I wonder if those are like a hedgehog where they hurt if you touch them. They look like they're prickly. Echidnas, sometimes known as spiny anteaters. Okay, so I wasn't that far off. Belong to the family, yep. In the monotreme order of egg-laying mammals. The 4 extant species of echidnas and the platypus are the only living mammals that lay eggs and the only surviving members of the order Monotremata. The diet of some species consists of ants and termites, but they are not closely related to the true anteaters of the Americas, which are xenothrans. The xenothrans? Along with sloths and armadillos, echidnas live in Australia and New Guinea. Echidnas evolved between 20 to 50 million years ago, ascending from a platypus-like monotreme. This ancestor was aquatic, but echidnas adapted to life on land. What was the family name again? Belongs to family. Yep. Tachyglossidae. Tachyglossidae. Sounds like I'm trying to say happy holidays, but I'm drunk. Everybody, Tachyglossidae. Yeah. Yeah, look at those. Yeah, those look like they hurt. Those are not meant to be soft. Well, a couple of them are broken. There's a broken one. There's a little broken one. There's a little broken one. This one has seen war. And then maybe observationally mounted someone afterwards. Observational mounting. Crazy. Echidnas are very timid animals, and they feel in danger. When they feel in danger, they attempt to bury themselves, or if exposed, they will curl into balls smaller to that of a hedgehog. Both methods using their spines to shield them. Strong front arms allow echidnas to continue to dig themselves in whilst holding fast against a predator's attempt to remove them from a hole. Although they have a way to protect themselves, the echidnas still face many dangers. Some predators include feral cats, foxes, domestic dogs, and goannas? Ooh. There's some crazy-ass, scary lizards out there. Snakes pose a large threat to the echidna species because they slither into the burrows and prey on the young, spineless puggles. Oh, it's a little baby puggles. No. Oh, they weren't going to show me, like, a picture of the puggles. Okay. No. Some precautions that can be taken include keeping the environment clean by picking up litter and causing less pollution, planting vegetation for echidnas to use as shelter, supervising pets, reporting hurt echidnas, or just leaving them undisturbed. Merely grabbing them may cause stress, and picking them up improperly may even result in injury. Yeah, the babies are called puggles. I mean, come on. How does one mount one of those? Asking for a friend. Riot gear. Answering from a friend. With whole body protection. Yeah, how would you even mate? What is there? Reproduction. The female lays a single soft-shelled leathery egg 22 days after mating and deposits it directly into her pouch. An egg weighs about 0.07 ounces. It is about a half an inch long. While hatching, the baby echidna opens the leather shell with a reptile-like egg tooth. Hatching takes place after 10 days of gestation. The young echidna, called a puggle, born larval and fetus-like, then sucks milk from the pores of the two milk patches. Monotremes have no nipples, so it's milk patches, and remains in the pouch for 45 to 55 days, in which time it starts to develop spines. The mother digs a nursery burrow and deposits the young, returning every 5 days to suckle it until it is weaned at 7 months. Puggles will stay within their mother's den for up to a year before leaving. Male echidnas have a four-headed penis. Male echidnas have a four-headed penis. During mating, the heads on one side shut down and do not grow in size. The other two are used to release semen into the female's two-branched reproductive tract each time it copulates. It alternates heads in sets of two. When not in use, the penis is retracted inside the perpetual sac of the cloaca. The male echidna's penis is 2.8 inches long when erect, and the shaft is covered in penile spine. What in the world are penile spines? Oh, that looks painful. Many mammalian species have developed penile spines along the glands and or shaft, which may be involved in sexual selection. These spines can be described as being simple, single-pointed structures or complex with 2 to 3 points per spine. That sounds painful. They may be used to induce ovulation in the female. It is a challenge to study the echidna in its natural habitat, and they show no interest in mating while in captivity. Prior to 2007, no one had ever seen an echidna ejaculate. There have been previous attempts trying to force the echidna to ejaculate through the use of electrically stimulated ejaculation in order to obtain semen samples, but has only resulted in the penis swelling. Brooding season begins in late June and extends through September. Males will form lines of up to 10 individuals long, youngest echidna trailing last, that follow the female in an attempt to mate. During the mating season, echidna may switch between lines. This is known as the train system. What? What is this? This is the train system. Oh my God, they're running a train. Oh. Wow. Okay. What the fuck did I just walk into? Penis talk is not something I was expecting upon stopping by. Hi, Starseeker. How are you? We just been looking up stuff on Wikipedia. It started with flounderfish, and we ended up with the reproduction of echidnas. Wow. That's a good one to end on. Yeah, that is a good one. Oh. All right, well, this has been Wiki-Wednesday, where we just look up stuff on Wikipedia. Now that you know what it is, if you plan on being here next week, come prepared with some topics for us to look up, and we will see what happens. It ended in trains, just as all streams should. Doing all right, rare night. I get to stop by and hang out. How be you? I am good. This week, this was inspired by Sunday Funday Monday. We were talking about looking up more stuff. And then I was like, well, what if I just did a stream on Wednesday nights called Wiki-Wednesday, where we just look up stuff and have a conversation about it together on Wikipedia. I'm limiting all the resources have to be found on Wikipedia. We're not using anything outside of that. We have to find it here. And drop the Discord for live talks. I bet it will be all devolved into penis talks. But damn, what a night to stop by. Penis talk. Yeah, you know. But yeah, hopefully people will start dropping into the Discord for live chats. If anybody who's watching wants to join me through Discord audio into the streams, you're more than welcome to do that in the future. I have it set up, as you can see, my little name is up there in the corner, and when you drop in, your name will pop up there too, and we can just hang out and talk about the thing that you brought to the table. I mean, if I ever goes to rocks, I'll be happy to talk. We can talk about rocks. We can talk about rocks, Pyro. You got some like interesting like rock things for me to look up? Like let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's talk about some rocks. I'll do it. Any subject somebody wants to bring to the table, they're like, you know what? I will share this subject and I will also talk about it. I will move that to the top of the list because I would like to open this up to people feeling comfortable dropping in and just. Because, I mean, the fun part is, like, you can look this stuff up on your computer at home, too. And, like, as I'm reading about something, you could be like, all right, you got to skip down to this part. Like, you know? Let's even come up with something interesting. Ah, yes, rock penis dogs. I mean, how do rocks mate? We'll find out maybe next week. If you look up disappointing on Wikipedia, you'll find the Hobbit trilogy. Wow. Dark side. Well, it's a good thing that Wikipedia can be edited by anyone, so that is not really the most trustworthy source you can have. But The Hobbit is a wonderful ride. You guys should check it out if you haven't. But thank you guys for hanging out for this. This was fun. I liked looking up stuff and learning new things, like snails eat each other, and most male giraffes are mating with each other, and the echidnas run a train every mating season. And learning about axolotls and jellyfish and which ones are venomous and like box jellyfish, and that's all stuff that I did not know about. So it was fun to pick up little bits and pieces of information here and there. And yeah, can't wait till I get Lord of the Rings in 4K. Finally, it's on the way. You just have to wait 2 weeks. Yeah, this is fun. I like this. This is a good segment. So I'll keep this going on Wednesdays for a while and see what it turns into. I will be dropping this stuff on YouTube as well. So I'll have a Wiki-Wednesday section. So there'll be like an ongoing playlist there. So make sure you find me on all the social things and follow here. If you're watching this later, follow on here, subscribe to YouTube, like the video, give it a comment, you know, all that good stuff. You can find all the socials in my bio. Do all the things. You know, poop on that, smash that follow button and poop on that bell, whatever they say. And I'm gonna get out of here for tonight. But this was good. I'm gonna go digest. That was a lot of information to take in a 2-hour period. But hope you guys have a great rest of your night. If I don't see you before the new year, Happy New Year. And make sure to follow on Mixer too. Make sure you follow us on Mixer. It might be coming back. Who knows? Who knows? But have a good one, people, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much to my executive producers on Patreon, Adjective Beaver, Leecho, Lo-Fi, and Mamaru for being awesome people and helping me out on the highest level. If you like what I'm doing on here, whether it's the creative stuff or the chill streams or any of the other things I'm doing on any of the other platforms, and you want to support me as a content creator, Patreon is a wonderful way to do it. Here's some other awesome people who do that. You can find the link in the description below and in my bio on Twitch to find out more information on that. So thank you guys. I really appreciate your support. And thank you to my moderators and creative team, Daisy Days, Leecho, Galvos, and the Rusty Panda for being awesome people and keeping this a safe place to hang out. And the creative team, Darkside and Sleek Mouse, for making a nice place to look for your eyeballs. Last but not least, I hope you guys have a great night and you enjoy some observational mating. And I will see you next time. And you can run a train on that.
Bye-bye.
Okay, see you later, pal.